idea for the locker actually started off as a joke. I was at a Christmas party with Tom in 2010, and we were just joking around, and I remember saying to him they should make a movie about a high school kid stuck in a locker. And as soon as I said that, I thought, there's actually something to this. And that night I went home and I sat in front of my computer, and in 2 hours I had the first draft of the screenplay. And I sent that off to Tom and to Maurizio, and I said, wrote this screenplay about a kid stuck in a locker and about his, misadventures and his experiences in that locker. And are you guys interested in making this our first short film?
Maurizio, Frank, and I had always seemed to be involved around filmmaking or storytelling. Whether it was making a short film for the web, or acting in front of the camera, or simply just writing. We've always been involved around telling stories. So at one point we thought we should get together and make a film. But the reality is that saying it is one thing, but having that strong idea to make it actually happen is another. We needed that great idea if we were going to move forward and make it a reality. There's something about this project that had Maurizio, Frank, and myself pretty excited about making this our first film together.
The script writing process was extremely collaborative. Maurizio and Tom had these fantastic ideas that really elevated the story from something that was pretty good to something that was really great.
We had a very common approach, the three of us, and it being whatever idea works best for the story is the idea that we're going to push forward. So we allowed all types of ideas to come in. We had brainstorming sessions. We did a lot of what-if scenarios. What if there's a mouse that happens to come across Martin when he's in the locker? What would happen if he dropped his phone? And a lot of the story elements that you see in the film is because of all those what-if scenarios, all of the brainstorming sessions that we put together.
We wanted to make sure that we're not making light of bullying, seeing that it's a serious problem. What we wanted to show is the experience of this young kid in the locker. He is an empowering character, but not because he was someone who was forced into the locker, but instead someone who's seeing the outside world from within.
I remember early on in the script, in the opening sequence, when the bell rings, there's like 300 students leaving the school, and I was really excited. I was like, I can't wait to film that. That'll be really cool and exciting.
I thought it was logistically impossible. There were too many people involved. How are we going to get 300 students? It was, not practical.
And I remember kept thinking, I really want to try this, let's aim for the stars, and if we can't do that, then we'll pull back and try something different. And he kept throwing out all these other alternative ideas, which I hated. I hated every single one of them. They were awful. And then one day he came up to me and said,
what if we start the film on a close-up of Martin's feet in the classroom?
And as soon as he said that, I thought, that's brilliant. It is so cool and visually interesting to follow these feet throughout the school. And then we could make these feet have personality, so that even though you're not seeing Martin or the bullies, you can convey who these people are through their feet. So that was, to me, so serendipitous, and I thought, that is amazing. Forget the 300 students. This idea is brilliant. I'd rather do this idea than the 300 students.
We must have gone through, I think, about 11 drafts before we felt that we were at a stage comfortable enough that this was the story we wanted to tell. And once we were at that stage, we pretty much decided that we would then move into the pre-production stage, but always leaving ourselves open that revisions would need to be made. Revisions could happen based on what the actors can bring to the table. So although we had our draft pretty much locked at that point, we allowed ourselves the flexibility to keep certain elements open if it was in the best interest of the story and if it could perfect it further.